The sniper melee is a bug that allows enemies to be able to attack the player from greatly exaggerated ranges for everyone except for the host. The glitch is most noticeable with melee attacks, but it affects all enemy attacks. The reason that this issue occurs is because of the way that enemy movement gets networked between the host and the lobby and all of the clients. If you're a client in the lobby, the host is entirely responsible for how your enemies move and behave. As a client, the position of every enemy is stored in the buffer, which is just a list of positions. On every frame of the host's game, a new position is sent to every client that tells the enemies where to move next by adding its position to the end of that buffer. Enemies move on the client by sliding from start to the end of the buffer. Under any normal gameplay circumstances, the host sends position data way faster than any enemies can actually catch up, which leads to the enemies being pretty much always stuck in the middle of the buffer. They never actually make it all the way to the end, so even under perfect latency, the enemies are always desynced by a fair distance from where the host sees them. To make things worse, the host is responsible for handling all the enemy state changes and damage in the lobby. When an enemy attacks a player on the host screen, the player will always receive that damage, even if for the player itself the enemy was miles away. There is a really simple solution to this bug, sadly only available by modding the game. All that's needed to correct the bug is to change the rate that the enemies slide through the buffer. By multiplying the interpolation value by 2 before moving the enemy through the buffer, the enemy lines up almost perfectly on the client and the host. The fix to this game-breaking issue is a single line of code.